Hi, this is Dorothy with Scrapbooking, and I am going to do Eat, Play, Love today. This is the paper that I'm going to work with in April, and this is the scrapbooking workshop. So you get the instructions with it. I'm going to kind of go through everything to show you. Here are the instructions. So very clear with all of our cutting and how to orient the paper and then how to put it together. So those are the three layouts that we're going to work with, but I'll show you the paper and then I'll do the one first layout and then I'll do the others later. Now this is the sticker sheet that comes with the workshop. So you get that wonderful KitchenAid mixer and Whisk in Love and all these wonderful stickers, and I love this red scallop. So you also get cardstock. So you get 2 white daisies, 1 glacier, 1 almond, and 2 pieces of French vanilla, which sounds really good right about now. So those are the colors that we're going to work with, which love the glacier and the almond together. It's a great combination. So those 2 pages are exclusive papers that only come and are only available with the workshop. So I'm just going to set the cardstock aside. I'm trying to get it all straight and make it look nice, but oh well. Okay, that's one of the papers. And then on the flip side, well, okay, there's one. The flip side of this, those are all real cute. Look, all you need is love. Have a great day. It's funny because we like puns in our house. And I love this paper. That is all done for you. You'll just add a little bit more to it, but it's beautiful just as it is. And here are the cute papers with the cherry and the lemonade yellow plaid. So these are the die cuts. And it's going to be an overlapping die cut. So 2 layers of die cuts. And they're all marked as to which project they go with. So this is project 2, I believe. And look at that great KitchenAid mixer. And then you get these 2 pieces of cardstock that are one-sided. That one's obviously going to go with the other that has the big white center on it. So those are exclusive only to the workshop. You can't get those no matter how hard you try. So the other thing that comes with the workshop are the embellishments. And these are little wood embellishments, wonderful little designs on them, so cute. Love the hand mixer, love the whisk and the rolling pin. That hand mixer just blows me away. I love that. And the spatula and little flower. So super cute embellishments. Now the other thing that you can go with that coordinates with the paper are the Picture My Life cards. And I'm just going to go through these. So you get a vertical and a horizontal for all of them. So, you always wish you had one or the other, right? So this way, you can use one or the other. And okay, so going through the 3x4 cards. Now these are great for pocket scrapbooking, but they can also be used on your scrapbook pages that you make with the workshops. So you've got little journaling cards. You can use the bigger ones to be a frame for a 4x6 picture, but you'll have to cut it down a little bit just because they are 4x6 themselves. But you could also use these for cards. And the pocket scrapbooking, we have the pocket scrapbook pages have 4x6 and 3x4, and sometimes they'll be mixed. And so you can just add, if you want to make scrapbooking go really fast, all you have to do is use these colorful little cards, and then you've got your journaling cards right there, and then you just add your pictures to the pocket page holders. picture holders. Page protectors, that's what I'm trying to say. So it makes for super fast scrapbooking. But they also can be used to extend your paper, and some of them are big enough to be titles. So it interacts well on all the different levels. So I am going to, excuse me, do some cutting. I'm going to do all the cuts here, and then just put one of the layouts together. But before I do that, I wanted to show you, and I just did this today. So I did this, if you look at my YouTube videos and you've seen what I've done with Daisy Meadows, this is the Daisy Meadows all Cricut layout. So all these cuts were made by the Daisy Meadow Cricut collection. And I showed you when I first did this that there's cards, there's these flowers, there's that little bunny, this 2-page layout with that spring title and the happy title are all part of the Cricut collection, the Daisy Meadow Cricut collection. And when I was first showing this, I kind of thought that the flower and the bunny were too big to put on this page. I don't know what I was thinking. You know, sometimes your brain gets in the way. And so I was kind of playing around with it today, and I thought, well, I could just overlap the bunny. And it was I kind of thought that it was a little plain looking without the bunny and a flower. And so I just kind of stacked the bunny on top of the flower and used thin foam on the back of the flower and a double foam on the bunny, so he sticks up from the flower. And I just love the way that looks. So I just wanted to share that with you. But I am going to go ahead and do all the cuts on these for all the pages. But the first thing I'm going to do, cut off the zip strips. Set it aside because we will be using that. Now, the one thing that the instructions show you to do is how to orient your paper. So you kind of want the cherries to be facing downward. Some of them are. I guess they go in all different directions. They're up and down. Anyway, so we're making 4 1-inch strips of the cherry and the lemonade plaid. And then the next cut is 1.5. So we're going to make 2 1.5-inch strips. And that goes all the way to the very edge of the rail cutter. And then that's a big scrap that gets set aside. So you can clearly do the scraps that are left are actually pretty sizable. So there's a lot that you can do with the scraps. So this is going to be, I think, 6 by 8.5, if I'm not mistaken. See, so that's a big piece of paper left over. You could make some cards with these and they would be really cute. And the next one we're going to use this paper, and they have you orienting the paper so that you're going to be cutting through the 2 layers or the 2 sides. So these are like 4 3/4 by 4 1/4. And so the first cut is going to be your width. So I'm just trying to figure out what the orientation is here. So there's going to be yellow card under the picture and a red card under the picture. And nothing on the second page. So they're just kind of to highlight the picture. So I'm going to do a 4 3/4 first. Don't know if it makes any difference if you do it the other way. And then I'm going to flip it around and do 2 cuts that are 4 1/4. And then another 4 1/4. Then you have a double layer piece there left over. Okay, so the next thing is going to be the almond. And so I'm going to make the first cut is going to be like 6 1/4. And then you turn it around and do like 8 1/2, I think. And then this guy is going to be like a 3 1/4. I missed putting my whole cutter on the video. Don't know how I did that. So the instructions, to tell you the truth, are very, very easy to follow. And, you know, there's going to be like an inch strip left over there. That's going to be a scrap. And then you flip this around. And so you're going to have a background for a picture on that. It's going to be like a frame for a picture. And then we've got 2 smaller pieces that are like maybe 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. So super simple, not a whole lot of cuts on this. And then we're going to do one of my faves, the Glacier. And so we're doing a 4 1/4, and then flip it around and do a 6 1/4. So that's obviously going to be the background for a picture with 1/4 of an inch showing all around. And it's a 4 1/4, so this is going to be 3 1/4. So that's going to be 1 for a 3 by 4. And then we're going to have another cut that is 4 1/4 with that big strip left. And then we do a 3 1/4 cut here. So we've got the 2 backgrounds for 3 by 4 pictures. And then this is probably going to be like a 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 square. So there we've got that. And then the 5, it says to pick out 5 of the squares, and I'm going to do that later when I figure out which ones I want. But I'm not a Nana yet, so I probably won't use the Nana one. And I don't see it coming up anytime in the near future. So I'm taking off like 1 1/4, 1 1/2 inches, and then an inch here. So it's like 10 1/2 by 11. And then this is just going to be like a 12 by 3 1/2 inch strip. So you have a big piece of French vanilla left over. And now it's onto the pages. And so I'm just going to kind of straighten things up here. And oh, well, I didn't cut all the zip strips off. So I just kind of need to get all the papers prepared and cut all the zip strips off. So not a big deal. That is such pretty paper, though. I love that white design there, that big bracket. I really think that I mean, it's cute paper, but I really think that you can cut this into strips and have a really cute layout. I do like that center piece there with all the little pictures. It's really cute paper, though. Love the color. And then I do like that zip strip. It says flour, sugar mix. We just put all the think we're just going to use one zip strip for the first layout. So I kind of have to sort through. Fortunately, there's not so many pieces that you you end up with too many and you can't find what you're looking for. So this is pretty simple. The background on the first layout uses white daisy. And so we're going to pull out all 4 1-inch strips, and that's going to be used for the edges. And then the 2 1.5-inch strips will be used on the second page. So we're going to use this big piece right there in the center. So that's going to be, and there's the zip strip that goes across. So that big mat in the center is going to be a place for a 5x7 photo. And then page 2 is going to use the 1-inch pieces on the outside edge, and then the 1.5 towards the center. And then there are some die cuts and some stickers that go on that second piece. But we're going to go ahead and use the 2 3.25 by 4.25 pieces, and all of the rest of those are going to get set aside. Those are for the other pages. And then I'm just going to go ahead and pull those away because those will be used for the other pages also. So I put the right-hand one up and away. Now this shows you the project number that it goes with. So those are for project 2 and 3. There's project 1. Here's project 1, and that's a little bit of project 2. So I'm just going to start popping out all of the die cuts. And I've decided I really like the noise that it makes doing the die cuts, but I have to speed these videos up because I just moved too slow. And the video was going to be over an hour, and I don't know that I could watch something for a whole hour. I don't know how you all feel about it, but I have a very bad attention span as I get older. So I try to speed things up. So I'm just taking out the little excess pieces here, and this die cut is going to be a double layered die cut, which is pretty darn cool. I mean, you're getting, a lot of detail and a lot of dimension that way. And so those are double layers, and I'm popping those pieces out. So there's going to be a flower that goes behind that floral. And the thing that makes it easy is all the white that is around all those flowers. When you put the overlay on it, you're going to do it so you don't see any white. And that's how you know you've got it in the right place, when you don't see any white. And so I'm just trying to take out all the excess pieces here. And, it's kind of cool that they have an overlay with the sweet showing through in blue. So there's those. And then these little strips come out. Those will go on page 2 on top of a sticker, as a matter of fact. And those just look like ribbon we used to have that was stitched down the center. It was about 1/4-inch ribbon with a stitching down the center. It looks just like it. So, and then here's some little plates, little date plates, and some little banners, little ribbon banners. And there's so much little stitching that they put on these pieces. It's kind of consistent throughout all 3 layouts that there's some stitching. So there's clearly, a whole mode of stitching to kind of give it the homey look with the whole kitchen flair thing. Now this suite that's popping out are totally usable letters that you could use for another layout. And so you would probably want to put them on a little bit darker background for contrast, like even a Glacier background would be very nice. So it's sort of the similar to, opposite. So we're going to use the negative space on this die cut, but you can totally use that title that we just popped out. So do y'all like the noise that it makes when you pop the paper out? I love that noise. I'd let you listen to it, but if you saw how slow I moved, you'd go like, oh my goodness, what's the matter with her? So it's a really nice amount of die cuts that gives you lots of detail and lots of interest for your layout. So, and the fact that it's a double layer is even something else. But lots of detail. And, what I've said before is, the more layering you have, the more interesting it is. It's like you're adding a whole lot of interest and detail to these pages. And the papers have a lot of detail anyway. And so, they're fairly busy looking for layouts, but they look very pretty in person. And this just happens to have a whole lot of pieces to pop out of it. It's a little tedious. But at least it's easy to pop them out. I mean, if you had a hard time popping them out, it would become annoying. But so now I'm going to take out my leaves. Got lots of leaves. And they do a detail on these leaves that just kind of is amazing. They run like one of your jotting pens, your journaling pens, down the center stem. And it's like, wow, okay, you always want to check your carrier sheet to make sure you're not leaving something behind, because I've had to go diving in the trash to find a piece that was missing. Oh, my husband's got the TV on really loud. So I'm just taking out the little dots. These look like little nameplates or something. So they'll end up being little plates to go underneath the 3x4 pictures for dates. So I'm just going to set my leaves aside so I can kind of put all the green stuff together. Put it up out of the way so I can find what I'm doing here. So the first thing is to very easily, and putting these together was really pretty darn simple. So I'm just going to snug these pieces right up to the edge. And the other one is going to go right up to the edge. No, nothing heavy duty. Biggest difficulty is my Tombow is misbehaving, which happens on occasion. And then this piece is going to go down like 5/8 of an inch. It's going to go over like 1 3/4 and down I don't have my directions with me, so looks like 1 1/4. Over 1 3/4, down 1 1/4. And then the little red zip strip is going to go up from the bottom. So I'm measuring up from the bottom. So it's going to be a half and then 1, 2, 3 inches, 3.5 inches up from the bottom, 3.5 inches up from the bottom. So that's the basic right there. And then the next thing to do, well, there's the 5x7 that's going to go there. So that's just my little placeholder to remind me the size of the picture. I ran out of Tombow. So I'm just centering that. Colors are so springy, which, you know, we all really need spring. This has been just a just a blast of a winter, hasn't it? It's just been tough. Tough all around. So that's how it overlays. And see, you just want to make sure that there's no white showing through. So I'm just going to take some of my liquid Tombow that I managed to leave open. And pardon me, but for some reason my light is flickering. So there must be a loose connection someplace, but it's acting poorly. I think my husband was moving the lights all around, and I think one of the connections got a little loose. So I'm just dotting this gingerly around the thin edges of the overlay. Trying to not get it on there too thick so it spews out. Look at that crazy amount of flickering. That's annoying. I am sorry about that. I don't think I even noticed it till towards the end of the video. Okay, so look at how nice that looks. And you just want to, like I said, it's pretty easy to just make it all line up to cover the white completely. I don't know if you can hear Ginger. She's sounding so pitiful. So cute. Such a mess. Such a little neurotic little girl. Okay, so I went to, the only foam tape I had here was the super thick, and I didn't want the super thick, I wanted the thinner. And so I'm just kind of putting it, boy, that's getting worse. Putting it down, but I wanted some dimension. I just didn't want a whole ton of dimension. So I'm putting it down, and I'll need to take that top piece off because I need to tuck some things up under that part when I flip it back over. You always want to make sure that you leave, if things go over the picture, you want to make sure that there's no glue on them so you can get the picture underneath. Whoops. Yeah, so put that on, take it off. Okay, here we go. So I'm just going to center that. It's pretty, isn't it? Have all the colors coordinated. So the leaves are just going to get tucked in behind. So I'm just going to, since they're going to go flat, I'm just adding Tombow to them and scooching them under the various flowers. So there we go, and look at how much that adds to the whole thing. Adding a lot of contrast with those leaves. But you've got a lot of different levels going here. So you have 2 levels of the die cuts, and then you've got the leaves underneath. So having a hard time with my Tombow. Must have gotten a weird batch or something. I do like how those really, really make the flowers jump out. And see what I'm saying? When you look at it on the instructions, it looks like it's kind of busy. But this way, it looks, to me, it doesn't look as busy. It looks really nice, really pretty, very springy, very cheerful. So I'm going to use the, add another flower to this, and I'm trying to figure out which way to put it's only one way that it goes on. And so that flower is going to sort of go under there. So and then there's going to be a sticker that's going to go in the upper corner, and it's a little round sticker. And it's that pretty green. Looks like the avocado green or fern. Now this is the thicker tape. See, it's really thick. And so I'm sticking that up there, and it gets 2 of the little banner flags. Oh, and also the little hearts. Now the heart overlays, the pictures, that's the way they show it. Now you could just put it to the side and not have it overlay. But I use my anti-static pouch to take some of the stickum away from the little sticker. So there's my little green tags going there, or banners. And the other thing that I'm going to add are some of the flowers from the all of the different wood embellishments that came with this. The salt and pepper thing. Gosh, how cute are those, right? Just so cute. And so they're kind of showing you where to put them. Now, if you were so inclined, you could totally take these and use some of the colors that go with this kit. And you could just run these wooden flowers across the ink pad for whichever ink that you choose. And you could color these flowers. Those wood embellishments take up the ink like nobody's business. I mean, it just sucks the ink right up and looks really, really good. So you don't have to leave them plain, just plain wood. So you see how just adding a line to the leaf just adds so much, I don't know, pop to it. Look at that. I think the lights are getting worse. So, and then they have, they suggest you do it on the flowers, on the petals, and just like little dashes. And it just adds, it kind of brings them to life from being flat. I mean, it's kind of fun to do. Right? Look at that. I mean, they just kind of go from, you know, a flat flower to just a little bit more zip, a little bit more interest, a little bit more detail. Just a whole nother level. I mean, it's easy to look, it's easy for me to look at something that's just flat looking and kind of go, oh, you know, and it's just kind of boring. My husband's got a war picture going on in there. I don't know if you can hear it over this or not, but holy moly. And then I'm adding some more to the stems of the leaves, and then my last flower here. Wow. What a cute layout. Thank you, close to my heart. Yeah, that came out. It's really cute. It always amazes me when you do these where there's that little other green thing. I'm going to forget about that. Just watch. I'll find it as soon as I pick it up after I'm finished with the video. And then I will put it back where it belongs, just so you know that. Oh my goodness. Ladies, it's bad. Or gentlemen, if there's any gentlemen out there. It's okay. So here's the strip that goes next to the lemonade plaid. So nice little sticker. And then my paper strip goes right on top of that. And I'm telling you, quite a long time ago when they had, when ribbon was, a big deal, they had this in ribbon. Stitched ribbon. Okay, so now we're going to now we've got the other, this is the 1.5 inch strip. And it is going to be the cherry side showing. I'm just trying to figure out which way is up. And I'm just snugging it right up to the edge of the sticker. And then on top of that, and it does go on top of it, I'm shedding, is the red scallop. But it says right on top of it, so that's what I'm doing. Look at how pretty that looks. God, what great detail, right? Okay, so here we go. And the more you do this and you see how pretty it is, the faster you want to go. You want to finish it. So these are really pretty easy, right? This has not been hard to put together. It hasn't been hard to cut, not hard pieces to cut, not a ton of cutting, nothing to make you crazy or crazier. Here we go on top again. So this is just a nice symmetrical layout. Well, the other one was symmetrical too. So now we've got our cherries coming back. Sometimes they're just, I don't know what the deal is. Sometimes they're just not wound right. And you have to reel them back in. And then they, work fine. Okay, so now I've got to have the scallop facing the other direction. So I'm putting it down right on top. And I just think that's a wonderful detail for that. So we've got 2 3x4 pictures that are going here. So those are the 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 Glacier backgrounds for the pictures. And I'm putting my 3x4 picture holder here. So just a little bit of an edge showing. And put that in place. And they're going to go down like 5/8 of an inch from the top. So that's just a little bit more than a 1/2 an inch. And then I'm going to center it to the paper. So that's a centering ruler there. So you can eyeball it, or you can make yourself crazy and make it so it is fully centered, so you know you're getting it right in the center. And then here's the little date piece, or you can put a name on it or whatever. And I'm popping it up with kind of a fat foam so that it rises above the picture. And this picture is going to just try to eyeball it and get it straight. Same thing with the little tag. It's either the name or the date plate, whatever you want to use it for. And center it. And then we've got a journaling card that's going to go down below. So there we go. And that just gets lined up with the other two pictures. And then we're just going to put these together like we did the others. So let me just tell you that if you haven't subscribed yet to my YouTube channel, please subscribe and ring the bell. And, you know, please feel free to leave a comment or maybe give me a thumbs up. Little encouragement, pat on the head. You go, girl. And I am going to tell you about some events that are coming up on April 6th and April 20th. Close to my heart, we'll have a Facebook Live event showing you how to put the Daisy Meadow card workshop together, and also the Daisy Meadow scrapbook workshop. So I've made a lot of the Daisy Meadow stuff here. They're going to be the by the book. Mine kind of got a little off rail with my Daisy Meadow. This one is by the book. So you could join closetomyheart.com and join their Facebook Live. And it's a free event. You don't have to buy the bundle to watch the Facebook Live event and see what it's like. It's a lot of fun. And they give away free prizes. So if you make comments during the Facebook Live event, they'll give free things away to you and send it to you in the mail. So you could win something. So that's April 6th and April 20th. Daisy Meadow Card Workshop and Daisy Meadow Scrapbook Workshop. On April 30th and May 1st, there's going to be the National Scrapbook Day event. And for that, you can buy the bundle, which is 5 bundles altogether, or you could buy just individual bundles. The ones that, you know, maybe you like some, maybe you don't like others. You don't have to buy all of them. You can buy 1 or 2 or 3, whatever you'd like to do, and work with Close to My Heart on their Facebook event. But you'll only be able to go there if you've purchased one of the items, either the full bundle or one of the items. And you can join them for 2 days of scrapbooking and card making. And even one of them is making an album. So, you know, maybe you'd like to join them and purchase some of the items. You can look on dorothy.closetomyheart.com, my purchasing website, and look under promotions for National Scrapbook Day, and under the you know, what's new, you can find the kits, the Daisy Meadow kit, or the Eat, Play, Love kits, and see what all is available. But I'm telling you that the Facebook Live events are lots of fun. Everybody's commenting. You're learning a whole lot. Because they're teaching you all different techniques that, you know, you're always, they have like 4 women that put these on together. And so you're learning different things from, you know, all different people. So I actually add the other second green little banner flag, but it's after the video's off. I find it underneath my stuff. But anyway, I hope you'll consider joining one of the events just because they're so much fun. Once you join one, then you're going to want to do more. I'm telling you, because I have learned, I mean, I've been doing scrapbooking for quite a few years, and I'm always learning some technique from these ladies, and they're always pulling some new things out of the hat. So there's my second page with all my little flowers in place. And like I said, you can dye those flowers with some ink. if you want to do that. So I'm just putting all my stuff together. If I had lifted up that page, I would have seen that little green flag to put underneath. But there's both the pages together, and look at how cute. I'm really happy with that. I'm really happy with that. I think it came out really good. Thank you for watching. Bye.